of rubbish on us. A country that is over 1 billion is borrowing you money. You are that was just 200 million. And you didn't say anything wrong in that. Is that not the reason why? Have they clamped down on them? They did it in Lagos here some time ago. Have the federal government clamped down on China? They won't do that.
We even hear that there are some restaurants around Lagos too that were doing that in the past that won't entertain blacks.
Exactly.
That they only entertain maybe perhaps just Lebanese and Chinese and the rest of them. Well, Lagos, let's run them through the conversations that we'll be having this evening. On the hot topic this evening, Lagos, fleeing Binance chief Anjarwalla arrested in Kenya. Nigerian government seeks extradition. You get to hear that. Rivers crisis again. Amehula-led assembly overrides Fubara, passes local government bill into law. Well, I would have Barry Sekine join us in that conversation to put a perspective to he's a constitutional lawyer and he's resident in Rivers State, so I'm sure he would give us a brighter perspective to that conversation. Tension heightens in Anambra as gunmen murder over 15 residents in 2 weeks. And then Boko Haram, bodies of army officers, soldiers recovered from Niger community. All right, then we'll now look at state policing. State police, National Assembly will enact laws, reforms for collective welfare of Nigerians. This is according to Carlo. But there's been quite a number of reactions to that conversation. As we hear that, IGP Jonathan disagree over state police. Abdusalam, others attend state police dialogue. You'd also may want to hear that IGP is saying that we are not ripe for state police. Nigeria not mature for state-controlled police. IGP Egwuatu says so. Well, Lagos, these and other issues we'll be looking at concerning the state police issue. And in fact, even the Senate President did say that state police must not be used to witch hunt people. Akpabio wants. All of this about the state police issue. But let's go to other issues. Outrage over discrimination against Nigerians at Abuja Chinese supermarket. We've had Barrister Darlington put a perspective to that already. There is no need repeating that. I would also let you know how gunmen killed Babcock University lecturer and abduct 2 in Ogun State, just our backyard here. And then moving forward, federal government sets 18 years as minimum entry age into tertiary institutions. That is to say, if your child finishes school at the age of 15, you go sit down for house small, work small, till you reach 18 before you enter school. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have. Let's take a quick break. I'll be right back as we begin to dissect the conversations in a flash. Stay with us. This is the Evening Rush 90.3, Voice of the People FM.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
The Evening Rush with Precious. All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Barrister Darlington, let's get started very quickly before we'll have Barrister Kine join us. So the Kenyan Police Service has arrested fleeing Binance executive Nadeem Anjarwalla, who escaped from custody in Nigeria. Now, there are indications that the international police organization, that is Interpol, plans to extradite him to Nigeria this week. A reliable source in the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, who preferred anonymity, disclosed this to newsmen today, Monday. Anjarwalla has been arrested in Kenya by the Kenyan Police Service through the intelligence by the International Police Organization, Interpol. Nigeria has kick-started talks with Interpol about his extradition, the source said. So it was also reported that he escaped from custody in Nigeria. Yes, and he was found in Kenya. Barrister Darlington. So at last he's been found. By the way, chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukayede, had in a statement in March said that the commission is collaborating with Interpol, the US, UK, Northern Ireland, and Kenyan authorities to extradite him, to Nigeria. Now, the commission had slammed a 5-count charge bordering on tax evasion, currency speculations, and money laundering against Binance Holdings Limited, Tigran Gambaryan, and Anjarwalla, the firm's executives. So, Barrister Darlington, good news, he's been found in Kenya.
Precious.
Sir, in Kenya, sir. You understand?
The same Kenya.
So, so we're used to bringing people from Kenya back. So, that's why I said, looks like Kenya and Egypt. So,
It's okay. Precious.
Sir?
I want to ask a simple question.
Okay, sir.
These Binance people, are they the problem of Nigeria? Are they the problem of insecurity? Why are they diverting our attention? The 400 list they gave Nigerian government, what is happening to that 400 names? Why is it that nobody is talking about them? I'm talking of the real problem of Nigeria, insecurity. Why is it that the federal government is not paying attention to that list up to today? And Nigerians are not asking questions. They want to divert my attention to Binance, Abi. Are you serious? All the things that Binance helped them to achieve, all the successes they recorded with EFCC, why is it that nobody is highlighting it? This is diversionary, seriously. It is very, very diversionary. I am telling you. And that's not how to fight corruption, if I thought that's what you are fighting. We have major issues here, insecurity. You look at the names you mentioned there, people that were killed and murdered. You mean that one is no more serious than Binance? Tell me. Why is it that nobody is talking about that list up to today? And insecurity is threatening our fabric. Yeah, the federal government just kept mute. When they see somebody that is not in their good book, they will pursue him as if they are pursuing the Satan himself. I wish them well, though, but I know that this matter is not going anywhere. You see this Binance case, nobody will go to jail at the end of the day. Quote me.
So you just feel like nothing will happen?
I said nobody will go to jail at the end of the day. I am telling you. Remember, one of the problems they had is that they were asked to release the name of their customers or clients, which they refuse.
Perhaps that's because of privacy policies.
Yes. Are you telling me that they are not coming to release those names? Or are you telling me that those names are akara seller or yam seller in Mushi or tomato seller? Let's see how it will pan out. To tell you that they are wasted time and energy. Go to the real issue troubling Nigeria, federal government. That's what I'm saying. And stop diverting our attention.
All right, Lagos, let's move to another conversation very quickly. All right, so moving on now, Barrister Darlington, this whole state police issue. And, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Ukizie-Kalu, has said that the principal aim of the Parliament with regards to the State Police Bill is to enact laws and pursue reforms that will benefit the collective welfare of the nation. Acknowledging concerns expressed in some quarters about possible abuse of the policing system at the state level when established, the Deputy Speaker allayed the fears. He said that the decisions to restructure Nigeria's policing system was not intended to serve the interest of any individual at all, but of course for the overall security interest of the country. And quite a number of people have also reacted to that. Let me even go back to what the Senate President said. So, as discussions are still ongoing on whether or not state police should be established, the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has warned that. Oh my. All right, excuse me. So, he's warned that that as a country, we must build a security architecture that is robust, transparent, and accountable. And if created, that state police departments must be free from the shackles of politics, religious extremism, tribalism, and ethnicity. And as though that were not enough, too, we've had quite an array of other conversations. But let me quickly take a deep into what the IGP said concerning this, because it seemed to have a contrary opinion with, former President Goodluck Jonathan. Well, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Besiku, and the former President Goodluck Jonathan have disagreed over the establishment of state police in the country. So there have been renewed calls for the establishment of state police following an increase in kidnappings and banditry. But speaking during a national dialogue on the state police organized by the House of Representatives in Abuja with the theme Pathways to Peace, Remaging Policing in Nigeria, Egwuatu, represented by Ben Okolo, an Assistant Inspector General of Police in Nigeria, insisted that Nigeria is not yet ripe for state policing. He said it is the submission of the leadership that the police force that Nigeria is yet to mature for the establishment of state-controlled police. Yet, the IGP listed some of the challenges as inadequate manpower, inadequate operational equipment such as vehicles, arms and ammunition, communication equipment, drones, aerial surveillance cameras, security surveillance helicopters, armored vehicles, and inadequate training of personnel. All of these things make us, we no mature reach to do state police. Say we never reach because of all this. In motor self, no day, no surveillance, no nothing. So how we want to do state police? He added that state police would create a conflict of jurisdiction and open to abuse by state governors. But ex-President Jonathan, on the other hand, stated that with the spate of kidnappings, the issue of state police is non-negotiable. Quoting him now, he says, "So the National Assembly needs to look into all this. These are the areas that we have to concentrate. The issues of the need for states to have their own police is not negotiable. There is no way we can continue this kidnapping and that is going on in the country like this." However, he added that for the state police to be implemented, the Independent National Electoral Commission must be rejigged. So he says, so if we are talking about state police, we must also rejig INEC, and the police must not be used against or to advantage of any political party. The issue of voting, the polling booths of INEC, and the use of police during elections has to be reviewed by the National Assembly, Jonathan added. So, Barrister Darlington, quite contrary opinions. Even Abdulsalam Abubakar also has his own opinion. In fact, he's of the opinion that, they should do the needful. So there's quite some contrary opinion concerning the state police. Do you agree with the Inspector General of Police that Nigeria isn't ripe yet, especially because of all of the issues he quoted for state police?
Whenever the government don't want to do anything, they will set up committee after committee, until people get frustrated and tired. Every year, Obi is a boy. When will Obi become a man? Precious, we are 64-year-old now as a country. Is that not true? So when are we going to be matured to do the needful, to save us from our own problem? Because this insecurity is a man-made problem. So it is man that will solve it. And we are saying, look, allow the regions to have their own police and states, so that whenever there is any incursion from outside, they can checkmate it. A situation whereby you have one IGP at Abuja who will now be controlling a commissioner of police in my state, but the governor cannot. What kind of security arrangement are you talking about here? The governor have no say. Meanwhile, he is the chief security officer of a state. So what are you securing? All this is a contradiction on its own. Look, the world has moved on. This other presidential democracy where they have all these things, do they have two heads there? All these people that are saying there's no money, there is more. In fact, we have more than money. We have much more money to run this thing. It's just that corruption will not allow us. Even when you have such a police, the governor, the states will now looking worse. They will start being creative because they know they will pay salary at the end of the month. That is a fact. So this thing that everybody go to the center, is it helping us? It's not helping us. We have been living on a food paradise for too long. It's time we start doing something. Necessity is the mother of invention. We have a problem at hand. We must solve that problem. Because we have tried the federal police, they are not helping matters. Most of them are partisan. So, if you are saying it will not be abused, the federal police, are they not being abused now? You know instances where somebody has given order somewhere, and the police will follow that order against what is on ground in particular states. Have you not seen where police are helping electoral rigging in this country? Who gave them the order? Are they acting on their own? Is that not abuse? So there is no system that will not be open to abuse. It is left for you to checkmate those abuses. That is what is obtainable elsewhere. Go and study how America is doing it. Go and study it. Go and study it. Instead of you to be sending us backwards. We are not matured. We are not matured. At 64, somebody is telling you we are not matured. So when are we going to get matured? These other countries that are ahead of us, even though they are not up to our age, do they have two heads? Everything, we are not mature. But when it comes to corruption, we are over matured. When it comes to rigging election, in fact, we are holding the king size.
But Barrister Darlington, the IGP noted
where did we learn how to rig election?
He made some very salient points about the things that we need, or we ought to, that the requirement, standard requirement, basically, that we should have had for the state police issue to move forward.
Those things are diversionary, precious.
Barrister Darlington, surveillance is diversionary.
Hold on.
Drones, diversionary.
Listen very well.
These are basic things. Even ammunition, that is gone.
Wait,
we get bullets.
I say wait a minute.
It's not waiting they need.
In the First Republic, Nigeria worked too. Precious. In the First Republic, Nigeria worked until Nzogu and his fellow travelers interrupted us. What was happening in those days? What are you telling? Okay, the federal police, do they have all these things now? The federal police, do they have it? If you are waiting for the time when you will have everything before you will take off on a journey, that means you don't even want to embark on that journey. So I ask you a question here. Where did we learn how to rig election? That the whole world is now wondering the kind of human beings that are here, the kind of politicians that are here. Is there any rigging method that they have not devised in Nigeria? Answer me. Where did we copy how to rig election? Yet we are not matured for state police. Where did we learn corruption? Look at where we are in the corruption index. How did we get to that level? Answer me. You only good in bad things, but good things, no, we are not matured for them. We are not matured. That is the problem with our leaders. The good thing that will move us forward, they will not talk about it. But look at corruption, where it has kept us. Corruption. Look at where it has kept us. They are not talking about that one, no. They are not looking for a way to stop this corruption, no. So that the insecurity will continue, Abi. Somebody will leave his ancestral home somewhere in the north and come and occupy my own in Imo State, Abi. And then when you say, the IGP will say, no, they have freedom of movement. They can stay anywhere they like. But if I go to the north and say I want to, they say, no. You go to, what do you call it? Sabo, whatever. There's a place the non-DGs are staying. So, what does that tell you? If you know you are not ready to become one, say it. Instead of all this divide and rule, you choose what to do and what not to do. We don't have, but you have Hezbollah police in Kano who will tell you must not sell alcohol. You saw when they destroyed alcohol beverage worth over 200 million some time ago. It was not last year or last 2 years. Is that not a semblance of state police? But you cannot do it here. Precious, you cannot do it there, but they can do it there. They can practice it there. When you wear trousers as a woman, they remove it from your body in the fugla of the public. Is that not his black police that is doing it? Is that not a semblance of state police? No, those ones, what are they? Have they disbanded them? These are issues now. How can you pick and choose? When it comes to my own matter, you now begin to, start talking from both sides of your mouth. But when it comes to, no, it's a religious issue. You should not interfere in it. It is our traditional culture. You mean I don't have traditional culture here? You will come here and bastardize my own culture, Abi? Are you serious? My dear, we are more than ripe for state police. Let us try it. Let us try it first. After all, we have tried other things that are not helping us, and we are still in it. Let us try it.
All right, let's moving on to other conversations very quickly. Before we have Barrister Ekene join us from River State, let's just move straight to other issues. course. Yes. So, Barrister Darlington, the reason for this whole state police thing is because of the insecurity issue. What happened in Anambra State, as gunmen have killed over 15 residents in 2 weeks. In fact, Awka, Anambra State capital, is again under the siege of gunmen believed to be cultists. At the last count, over 15 residents have been murdered in cold blood within the last 2 weeks, including some victims who cannot be identified as cultists, promoting the belief that what is happening could be targeted assassinations. This has been a cause for worry. But it's not like the case is also different elsewhere, as at least 6 bodies of some missing Nigerian military personnel have been recovered in Alawa areas of Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Now, it was learned that this occurred last Friday during a gun battle that ensued between the soldiers, vigilantes, and armed men suspected to be members of the dreaded Boko Haram sect. The gunmen, in their hundreds, had allegedly invaded and surrounded a Bassa community for 3 days, during which 3 days, then they one community, 3 days, then they inside one community, during which they set ablaze 2 houses at Masigo community. Upon receipt of their distress call from the communities, it was learned that the military joint task force of Alawa, Erana, and Pandogari, including some members of vigilante group in Shiroro, came together and engaged the bandits in a fierce battle at Lulu in Alawa area. Now, the fight, it was further gathered, resulted in casualties from both sides. That is, both the Boko Haram people died, and of course, our military people also died. Now, sources from the area who spoke on condition of anonymity said the deceased include a captain, a major, and 4 others. A major died, a captain died, and 4 other military personnel died. The sources also disclosed that the security officers lost their way while counting members of the sect in the forest on Friday night. They lost their way while countering the members of their sect. So they inside bush, then Wakasote, then lost. So they also disclosed that at the moment, the whole area has been cordoned by the military, the whole area. But the bush, they never burn and clear that bush. It was further learned that their bodies were recovered in the bush with bullet shots on their heads. Goodness God. Now, confirming the developments, the Niger State Commissioner for Homeland Security, General Garba Abdullahi Mohammed, explained that efforts were ongoing to track the Boko Haram insurgents. That is, they try now to see whether they could catch those Boko Haram people who do this kind of thing to our soldiers. He, however, declined to declare the number of casualties in the encounter involving the military personnel, the vigilante, and the insurgents. That is, they refuse to tell us the exact number of our military people that died in this incident. As of the time of filing the report, military authorities are yet to confirm the reported killing of the officers and the soldiers. Barrister Darlington. I see that one is not enough. There's another case here. This one is in Ogun State here, where we hear that the Ogun State Police Command confirmed the killing of a lecturer with Babcock University and Yinka Olojobi by gunmen, and the abduction of 2 others at an event center in the Ikberu area of Ogun State. So, the spokesman for the command, Police SP Omolola Odutola, said in a statement in Abeokuta today, Monday, that the incident occurred on Friday. And Mr. Odutola said the manager of a car stand known as Dari and a yet to be identified person who were those abducted by the gunmen. A suspicious coincidence led to the police to arrest one Awada Ishaya from Plateau, who was employed as a guard at the event center 2 weeks ago for interrogation. The lecturer was taken to Babcock University Teaching Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. They say efforts are still underway to apprehend the culprits. But it's just way too many insecurity, silly incidents happening.
Precious.
Wastage of lives.
Do you see? I don't even know where to start, but let me ask you. Have you seen one of the reasons why it looks as if you are criticizing the government? Do you know that in days to come, when they apprehend these Boko Haram terrorists now who have killed our soldiers, they are going to rehabilitate them. They will pamper them. They will give them everything they want and say that they are repented. And they put them back into the military. Is that not what has been going on? Answer me. Is that not what has been going on? So, where do you want to start now to criticize what has just happened? Our soldiers. Eh? Now that they don't want to tell us the number, that means they are quite a number. Eh? So you can see. I said tomorrow, these people will be rehabilitated by the federal government. And they will tell you they are repented because they swore with the Quran that they are repented. That is all. That's what you need. Eh? Can a leopard change the spots on his skin? A leopard, can he change the spots on his skin? You and I know the answer. That is why this thing are festering. The military once said that, look, these people that they are bringing back into the military and into civil, that is not helping them to fight insecurity. They said it, yet nobody listened to them. Every day we are losing our men to these ragtag rascals because of sentiments. Well, it's left for the military. Let them do what they did at Okwama. Let them go and do it in the same place.
How come the military doesn't seem to be speaking with the same, anger like they did? Because this is not raising the kind of uproar that the Okwama incident raised.
Exactly. That is the country we are living in. And when people agitate, you now ask, what are they agitating for? Mention any time these people have gone to any village and killed people and the army now got angry and raised down that village. Mention one incident like this, one. Even where the villagers are now in alliance with the terrorists, they even prefer their own security than the federal government security. They pay this terrorists, they pay tax, they pay them protection money. They even give them information. Has it not happened in this country? Yet, the military have not deemed it fit to go to that village and raise them down for sabotaging their effort.
All right, Lagos, let's go straight to River State, where we have Barrister Henry Ekine standing by. Barrister Henry Ekine is a constitutional lawyer. He's just waiting to jump in on that conversation. So back in River State, we hear that Martins Amehula-led River State House of Assembly has passed the Rivers State Local Government Bill into law, overriding Governor Siminalayi Fubara's veto. Now, the House had initially passed the local government bill and sent it to Fubara for approval on March 13, 2024, which was denied. The bill was reintroduced by the leader of the Amehula-led Assembly, Major Jack, representing Akokotorolu Constituency 1. A statement made available to newsmen said the bill was thoroughly debated by members. The Amehula-led lawmakers also screened and confirmed nominees for the position of chairman and members of the Assembly Service Commission. The confirmed nominees include Samson Wallo as chairman, along with Abinye Blessing Pepple, Blessing Belema Derefaka, Baranen Robinson, and Madam Dorcas Amos as members. Now, the Amehula-led Assembly is making moves to ensure that Fubara conducts local government elections before the expiration of his tenure. The governor is yet to make any official statement about the election. So we have Barrister Henry Ekine joining us all the way from River State, and I would like him to put a perspective to this conversation. Barrister Ekine, thank you so much for joining us. Barrister Ekine, are you there? Hello? All right, I'm hoping he joins us. Barrister Ekine, are you there, please? Hello, Barrister Ekine, are you there? Okay, I'm trying to see if we can have him join us and chiming in this conversation. So I don't know if you can unmute yourself, Barrister Ekine. If you're there, if you can hear me, can you unmute yourself?
I'm not hearing me.
Can you hear me? Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. Okay, so we'll try as much as possible to have him rejoin the conversation. But Barrister Darlington, let's have you jumping on this very quickly while we try to get back Barrister Kine. What does this mean? And it looks as if the other three members, the one of the AHE-led team, are somehow out of the assembly, because we don't hear about them. We always hear about this other team sitting.
Because of the numbers. Unfortunately, Precious, I can tell you authoritatively that Rivers State may implode very soon.
Barrister Kine, can you hear us now? One second, please, Barrister Kine. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us, please? Can you hear us, Barrister Kine? All right, unfortunately, he can't hear us. I don't understand what's going on. We're trying to ensure that he can hear this, join this conversation. Let's see if we can get an alternative means for him to hear us. All right. Okay, so Barrister Lainton, please go ahead. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I said, from the look of things, Rivers State may soon implode. Though. It is looking toward that direction. Because this illegality may not last for too long. Very soon, something may give. And it may start with this local government law, which they pass now. In the first place, if they want to conduct election, who will release the money for them? Is it not the governor? Will he willingly do that? And if he doesn't do that, what will happen? Your guess is as good as mine.
All right.
So the lawmakers, they just wasted their time. They just wasted their time.
All right. So Barrister Kine, I don't know if you can hear us now. Apologies. I think we'll be having a bit of network issues with you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know if that callback is from your end or my end. I can't tell where exactly.
I think it should be from your end. There's no.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can hear us now, loud, right? Can you hear us now?
Can hear again.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now. But it's still holding back.
All right. So can you hear us better now?
It's manageable.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. But you know what? If you can hear us, just go ahead with your response. So I'm wondering what this veto means to the governor of Rivers State. Understanding that he's been facing this tussle with the Amehu-led administration. So I like to have your say before I ask other follow-up questions, please.
Yes, apparently the House of Assembly has its function to perform, which is to make laws. And I've always said that the constitutional power to make law would include enacting new laws, amending existing laws, repealing existing laws, consolidating several laws that exist that may seemingly address a common issue so they could be put together. So there's no problem. The House of Assembly could purport to amend any law they would want to amend, but they are not going to be the ones to execute, because they would not appropriate or usurp the power of the executive to execute laws that have been enacted by the assembly. So what some of us are observing here in Rivers State is, of course, everybody knows the unnecessary and avoidable political crisis that is orchestrated, deliberately created, and the House of Assembly appears to be the tool in the hands of those who want to distract the executive arm of government in Rivers State. There's no pretense about that anymore. They said Rivers State local government law, particularly section 9 of it, that deals with the term or tenure of office of elected council, has come under amendment for like twice in a few months. And that's a threat to even the efficacy of any law. The efficacy or effectiveness of a law would also have to mean that it shouldn't be one that you'll be altering or amending almost every hour, so that citizens become uncertain. Even those who use the law become uncertain of the current position of the law. It weakens the law. But whatever purpose that is serving the purported House of Assembly, Martin Amehu and his 26 friends, we are watching. But the threat to democracy in Rivers State, particularly democracy at the third tier of government, is another concern. Because the purported amendments now that seem to vest power in the legislature is ridiculous. It's unimaginable that the legislature will appropriate for itself the power to constitute an executive arm of the tier of government. This is crazy, because when the members of the House of Assembly purport to have amended the Section 9 of the Rivers State Local Government Law, to the extent that if the governor is unable, or if the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is unable to conduct election, and then the tenure or term of the local council expire, then that the House of Assembly will, by resolution of members of the House, constitute a caretaker committee, or probably appoint some judicial officers to perform the functions of the executive, of the council of the local government as executive arm of the local government. That's unimaginable, where the legislature will constitute the executive arm of a tier of government. We're going to watch and see how it goes, but I'm aware that there are already actions in court seeking to restrict the House of Assembly from giving effect to that kind of obnoxious law or that kind of undemocratic law. But what has happened today, meaning that when they purported to have amended that section of the law, Section 9, and then they transmitted that amendment to the governor certainly would have exercised his constitutional power under Section 100 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to withhold his assent. And in doing so, he would have communicated to the House of Assembly the reason for withholding assent, and he may have given his reason. So the House of Assembly is expected to have received that reason of withholding assent and review it. If they agree with the governor, then they would have amended the provisions of that section of the bill. But if they disagree, then they will also exercise their constitutional power under Section 100 to also override the assent of the governor, and then by 2/3 majority of the members enact that law, and that appears what may have happened. And of course, we know that this time in a minute they can usually sit and agree that they've altered the law, even in a minute, in a second. They no longer consider the actual process and procedures of doing things in the House of Assembly.
All right.
They have thrown away even the legal department of the University House of Assembly. I was talking with a colleague and a friend of mine who is already a director, I think assistant director in the legal department of the University House of Assembly. She said they're at home. So every staff of the University House of Assembly is at home. It is just these 26, 27 members and a select few of anybody they want to work with them that converge at the legislative quarters in one of the halls there and purport to be legislative for Rivers State. So even where the legal department of the House of Assembly would have made contributions in terms of legal advice to these members, that's lacking in these laws that they purport to be amending and enacting and re-enacting. So it's really disturbing, but we're watching what will happen. Now they purport to have amended the law, and then they purport to have vested themselves with power to be able to, by resolution, constitute some sort of a caretaker committee to run the local government council. We'll see what will happen and how that will actually go and play out.
All right. So there is a bit of worry, however, about it's really unclear if the governor actually wrote to them that he's withholding that law and why he's withholding. But that notwithstanding, we seem not to hear so much about the Ehie faction anymore, especially since Ehie became the chief of staff. Is it that the other members with Ehie are no longer members of the House of Assembly? Are they not also sitting?
Yes, I recall that even before Ehie resigned and eventually became the chief of staff to the governor, they had adjourned their sitting synodi. If you recall, sometime in December or thereabout, after the passage of the appropriation bill, that, if you like, faction of the University adjourned synodi. So they are still members of the University House of Assembly in their own divide, but their sittings have been adjourned synodi. It appears a little bit responsible and reasonable in that regard, that considering the controversies in Rivers State, rather than have two factions sitting here and there, that particular faction of the Rivers House of Assembly, and the House of Assembly has the right to adjourn considering some circumstances, to a time that is not definite. That's to say they are John Senedai until such a time they may probably reconvene. Maybe they wait until all these issues are resolved, or perhaps the remaining three, or who knows who may move to them again from their Mehule's faction, then they probably would convene a sitting. But to the best of my knowledge, they actually adjourned at that time, Senedai, even before Edison announced resignation sometime on the 31st of December and 1st of January in Opobo town, and then eventually became the chief of staff to the governor. As for him, he's no longer a member of the University House of Assembly. So, meaning that the other three are still members of the University House of Assembly.
Okay. All right. So, apologies for that holdback. But we're wondering, since they haven't been sitting, is it also very legal for them to be receiving salary all along? And then, what does that mean to the laws that have been, the sitting so far by this other faction, especially after the court judgment? Would that declare null and void most of the legislative duties held by these other faction? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, apologies. I said since they had declared, postpone indefinitely their sitting, does that mean that it's also legal for them to receive salaries? Because they will be paid. That's on the one hand. Right? And then on the other hand too, depending on the outcome of the court cases, right? What does that portend to, the current Amehule faction, especially the laws or the legislative duties that have been, overseen for now? Does that mean that these duties will be declared null and void if the case goes against them in court?
And that's why all of these avoidable skirmishes should have been avoidable, really. And such confusions will arise. But let me take first the aspect of whether members of the legislature who are on recess or who are adjourned their sittings will still be entitled to their, if you like, allowances and other privileges. Yes, absolutely so. Because the tenure for a legislative house is of all the members. It's not about the absence of an individual. Now, the term is 4 years, beginning from when they are convened until 4 years. So if they are adjourned, provided they will meet the 180 minimum threshold period of sitting, then they are seen to be legitimate members of the House. Even the National Assembly is the same. You are entitled to all allowances and not seen not to be a member of the National Assembly, provided you would sit for up to 180 days. So that I think can go on. Then on the aspect of what would probably be the decision of the court nullifying the purported Martin and Mehule's led House of Assembly, it will be like placing something on nothing. I think, but then we'll see what will play out. It's certainly going to be a constitutional issue. But in my view now, it will seem like placing something on nothing, expecting it to fail. Apparently, it will be like not having a foundation at all. If a disposition that is void from the beginning, that's what Lord Denning has said. It is not going to be voidable. A voidable disposition would have been one that can be ratified or probably adopted on some considerations. So, but if it's a void disposition, if the courts hold that as a matter of fact, they had actually vacated their seats since the date of their defection, and then the purport that they had to continue to be members of the River State House of Assembly was actually void, then that effect, the effect of a void disposition, is that it was void from the beginning, void ab initio. You cannot expect it that it will stay in any consideration. It will seem like placing something on nothing and expecting it to stay. It will collapse, and that will not just be bad, but incurably bad. It will be incurable. So you cannot redeem, you cannot ratify all of their purported actions. It means that we're likely to go back to status quo for any law that they may have purported to have amended. If all of their actions are declared to be null and void, then legally it will mean that we'll go back to status quo. Those laws are always already there. These things are laws are already in black and white, and they exist. So let's take the River State local government law, for instance. There is a local government law that existed that these council members were elected almost 3 years ago. And then they were elected on the premise, on the auspices of that law. And then the tenure of the current council began from the day they were sworn in, almost 3 years ago. So this purported amendment to extend their tenure will be a void disposition and will be a nullity. And if it is so held to be void and a nullity, then it will mean that going back to the law on which they were elected, and then from where their tenure will be computed, then they will leave office on the day that becomes the 3rd year of their anniversary into office, really.
Quite an insight there. Thank you so much for helping us with a perspective to this. I appreciate you, Barrister Ikina. Apologies, the technical issues won't let us enjoy that conversation so well, but I appreciate you always for stopping by to help us clarify issues. Thank you very much for your expertise, always.
So it is also my pleasure.
Always grateful to be with you. Thank you so much. Apologies for that hitch. All right, legal, sincere apologies for that hold back and that hitch in the conversation. Please bear with us. But it's still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So, Barrister Darlington, would you like? Do you have anything to say? Based on what he said so far.
I have things to say. In addition to what you have just said.
Okay.
In the first place, he was saying that under Section 100, there should have been a veto of that law when it was transmitted to the governor. But if the governor is silent, it is within his right, because as of today, the governor does not recognize those people as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Could that be why he's silent?
Yes. So why would you not be interacting with them? You cannot be probating and approbating. It's not possible. The governor quietly and simply ignored them, because even under the law as of today, those people are not recognized. I don't know why they want to turn our laws upside down just because they want to have their way. The governor should not even have anything to do with them. After making all the noise, let them go and release funds for themselves or for the local government. Let them go and release funds. Let me see how that will pan out. Because it is left for the executive to implement. And the executive will only implement laws that will augur well for the interests of Rivers State people. Not laws for the selfish interests of a few individuals, both in Rivers or in Abuja. The governor should not recognize such laws. He should not. So, just like I told you initially, maybe the state is heading for implosion, because I don't see how the governor will approve funds for those local government chairmen. I don't see how the governor will approve funds for these illegal assembly members. It is odd for me. It is odd.
So Barrister Kine called them Martin Amehula and his 26 friends.
Of course.
And you're calling them illegal assembly members. So I wait the court to give them a name eventually.
Assembly, yes. They are not recognized under the law. They're not wasting time there.
All right, Lagos, let's go to our last stop of conversation this evening. The federal government has directed that admission to tertiary institutions should not be given to candidates less than 18 years old. Now, the Minister of Education, Takire Maman, gave the directive today, Monday, during a monitoring exercise of the ongoing 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, in Buari Federal Capital Territory. He decried the activities of some parents pressuring their underage students to get admission into tertiary institutions. The minister said the 18-year benchmark is in line with the 6334 education system. The minimum age of entry into the university is 18, but we have seen students who are age 15 or 16 years old going in for the entrance examination. Parents should be encouraged not to push their words too much. Mostly, it is the pressure of parents that is causing this. On skills acquisitions for those who cannot gain admission into tertiary institutions, Mr. Maman said the ministry is taking skills to pupils from primary school. Taking. Okay. Overall, quoting him, I said overall, it is 20% that can be admitted into the university, polytechnic and colleges of education system. So where will the 80% go? That is why the issue of skill acquisition is very important. So that means not be everybody will write jam, go get admission. If you take 20%, where the rest go? Make the rest of them go acquire skills, go learn handwork, in case you want to understand what that means. Quoting him further, he says, any student who is unable to proceed to tertiary institution should be able to have a meaningful life after primary and secondary school education. And the only solution to this is skill acquisition, he said, corroborating the minister's position on the benchmark of 18 years for admission to a tertiary institution. The JAMB spokesperson, Fabian Benjamin, said 18 years is in line with 6334 for education. So the Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Sununu, who was on the monitoring team, applauded the conduct of the UTME examination. And of course, so Barrister Darlington, the 6334 thing. Let's even forget about the 6334 because we have been practicing it. But let's look at the 18 years benchmark for tertiary institution. So many students in both federal and private, or government and private institutions today are less and got admission in less than 18 years old. Although we have quite a number of them who got admission, at a higher age, but so many of them in recent times are beginning to gain admission in less than 18 years old. Do you see this flying?
It will not. That means.
But Barrister Darlington, in other countries are upholding this. In the UK, you cannot get admission if you're not a particular age. That's given. But why do you think it will not?
You see, you are a developing country, a developing economy. You need all the manpower you can get. Precious.
Sir?
There are child prodigies. There are precocious children. I mean, talking of young youth whose intelligent quotients are very high. You cannot stifle their growth because of this age, whatever. It's not done. They did not even give exceptions. They just said everybody. And you have forgotten that there are some children, because of their high intelligent quotient, they used to jump classes for them. If you are in a class where one girl or one boy is scoring 90-95%, whereas the next person is coming 70-60, look at the gap. Do you need anybody to tell you that this child is very intelligent? If after one or two classes you now said, look, it looks like you are not supposed to be in this class, or you are going to meet your mates in the other class where you can demonstrate that your wisdom and intelligence. What is wrong there? These are things that the government should be looking out for, so that you don't stifle the growth of these youths. What happens to the policy of catch them young? What happens? You know of youths who have broken records even before they are 18. One young girl at age 13 became a PhD holder in mathematics somewhere in UK some time ago. A young girl. What are you telling me? All this thing is not what we need now. Allow everybody, let them go in. If they cannot make it, their course advisors, their department will advise them, oh yeah, you can see you cannot cope with this course, oh yeah, go to the other side. But give them the opportunity first. Don't sit down in your office and dictate who will go to university and who will not go. But your own children will go, Abi. Anyway, thank God for private universities. They are just creating room for them.
But they set they're bound by the same rules. So
you mean private university?
Yes, no, it's the same rule.
I don't think so. After all, you are not the one running their academic calendar.
Oh, but they are still regulated.
They are regulated, but you cannot tell them who to admit. Yeah, if they have brilliant children, they can bring them in. That's why they are private universities. They can bring them in. You can't stop them from admitting a brilliant child, no matter the age. So remember, these days, all these multinationals, the moment you are above 25, they will not employ you. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten? So when will you now finish school and then now go for youth service and then begin to look for job before they now tell you that you are too old for their business? You are too old to work with them. Or have you not heard of such a thing before? Then age fortification will come in here. People will now pad their age After all, they are not the first to start it. We have seen it severally. So all these things will not save the situation. The government is not creative in this aspect. One of the reasons why China and all this other Western world are moving forward is because of education. You have not even achieved anything and you are asking people to stop going to school. You have not even reached anywhere and you are telling them not to go to school. For what? That's not how to go about it now. Your economy is down. You need manpower everywhere. And you don't want people to go and acquire skill and all that. You say they should go to here, go to. You have you made provision. The one that have even finished school now, look at the unemployment rate. So I don't think anybody who brought this policy thought it out. I don't think so.
All right. So, Barrister Darlington, just in the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has sealed the Abuja-based Chinese supermarket located within the China General Chamber of Commerce in Abuja. So the development followed allegations of discriminatory practices against Nigerians. The FCCPC officials shut the supermarket when they stormed the premises today, Monday. The commission officials sealed up the place for interrogating Nigerian workers at the supermarket. After they interrogated the Nigerian workers at the supermarket. So he said this was as facility workers at the store disclosed that the owner of the supermarket had fled the premises. The owner ran away. Why? The workers, mostly Nigerians, stated that on Monday, when the officials of the commission stormed the supermarket, owner Jakba Utilo, the workers said that the owner of the supermarket, a Chinese lady, Cindy Liu B, fled on Monday at about 8:26 a.m. with her family, as confirmed on the closed circuit television camera. She carried her, from the CCTV, she carried her family and ran away. Now, the FCCPC officials subsequently shut down the supermarket. Barrister Darlington, would you say that this is a very proactive, reactive step? Not proactive, but quite swift reaction.
Yeah, it's good, because if you allow such a thing to gain ground, before you know it, apartheid will start in Nigeria. If you allow it, it's good they are taking...
But what would have given a foreigner the mind to open a business in another country and have the mind to say that the indigents of that country would not have access to that particular business?
The Chinese are also thinking that they are part of the Oyibos, whom we respect so much.
Do you not?
Because of their skin. The Chinese people have become Oyibo to Nigerians. Is that not the reason for all this?
But Barrister Darlington, there is a long... I don't want to even raise that conversation. Maybe we'll just take that to a step-down conversation. So, Barrister Darlington, there has been so many times and so many issues, instances where people complain that they are working in a government, in a Nigerian establishment where they bring in an expatriate. Yes. They make the Nigerian to train the expatriate, but they pay the expatriate 10 times more than they pay the Nigerian. Exactly. It's been like that. I don't understand. I wonder if something like that also happens in other countries.
It can never happen.
So what's wrong with us?
Colonial mentality. This slavery thing. You don't know the psychological effect it has had on us. Both our leaders. Don't you see how they behave when they go outside here? They look like Lilliputians before their counterparts abroad. They talk down on them. When you are colonized and you don't want to come out of that colonial mentality, it's a very serious issue. Unfortunately, our leaders are not helping matters. They have not given us that sense of pride. It's only our brothers who have gone over there and interacted with the whites who can stand up to them. But if you're in Nigeria here, the moment you see anybody that has a white skin, it's an Oyibo.
All right. So for those who may not understand the conversation, let me quickly play this audio. Perhaps it would give you a better perspective to the conversation. Take a listen. All right, I was hoping we could get that audio.
They're getting me written notice, they're getting me approval from government, they're getting it in there, make them bring that decision.
This is the building, that's the Chinese supermarket, that's it here. So January they stop.
This January they stop. That they stop Nigerians to enter the supermarket.
Yes. Why? What's happening?
They're getting me written notice, they're getting me approval from government, they're getting it in there, make them
Is that the loudest?
What they just since January.
But before January, people dey enter.
Before January,
Last Nigeria was the homicide before January.
okay.
That's all.
Okay. My name is ASG. Currently, we are at the Chinese Chamber, Airport Road, Abuja. So I am up to 3 or 4 here. So we are not allowed to enter the Chinese supermarket. So it's not a joke, it's not a lie. We're there Abuja right now, we did the place, we show the environment.
That's the place. That's the building.
That's
So
the
apparently,
building there.
yeah, we been want try enter the place. Maybe know how far. But we have that now. Our Nigerian people, now then they sell, baby. They are the ones selling in there. So if we go there, they might lose their job. Me, I was thinking we should just go and try they will sell for us or not. But the security have explained this to us, and I think it's going to be wise. I don't want our people that are there working. They say even if they sell for us now, it will backfire on them. I mean, that's what he said. That's what they said.
All right, apologies. That's the best I can get on that conversation. So you heard that. So they just couldn't let them in. Well, Lagos, phone lines are open.
Precious.
Sir.
Most times, don't blame these foreigners.
Okay.
It is your own brothers and sisters whom they put as either HR or personnel manager in those days. They used to call them personnel manager. They are the ones who will be cheating you. They will even tell the Oyibo or whatever, or Chinese or Indian, why do you want to pay them so much? No, don't pay them too much money. It's not good. You want to spoil them. Give them small something. They will work. I'm telling you, I have been there. I know what I'm saying. They are the ones who make sure that you don't get the actual payments which you deserve. They will cut it down. Then they will use you to go and answer good boy before the Oyibo. And they will see them as a very good HR. He's saving money for them to the detriment of his own people. Meanwhile, the money is being taken outside. They are transferring their profit to their own country. That's what is playing out. So don't blame them. The man that was speaking there is not a Nigerian.
Yes, they're all Nigerians.
They are the ones they put in front to deal with you. You won't see them. They will push him, go and deal with your people. And they will do that in order to retain their job. Well, go and try it in China and see what the communist China will do with you.
All right, Lagos, phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call 0700 903 903 903. If you want to call us on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number is 0700. It's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
Hello. Precious, good evening.
I can hear you. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
We are hearing you.
I can't hear you.
We can hear you. Good evening. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Ijoko.
Go ahead, please.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, please go ahead.
I can't hear you.
Speaking now.
All right. So unfortunately,
when you have already
we'll have to
told
let
you we
him
can hear you.
All right, phone lines. I say sincere apologies for that hitch there. We do hope that the lines will be better now. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Well, you could try to call the WhatsApp line 0817 175 6338. That's a direct call on WhatsApp. WhatsApp call 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. We can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, please.
Network, I'm not here. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. Good evening.
Let me call back.
All right.
This is using faint. Are you hearing them?
I can hear. I can hear pretty well. Oh, let me just go ahead and read some messages.
But when Ikimi spoke, we heard it clearly now.
All right, good evening. I quite agree that Nigeria is not yet ripe for state police. What we are waiting for... Okay, perhaps I just take this call and then we'll move on. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Precious, good evening.
Good evening, Joval, you're welcome.
Barrister Darlington.
Yeah.
Good evening, this is Joval.
Joval, you don't get us today now.
I cannot hear you, I believe it's network issue, so let me go straight on.
Oh, you can't hear us too.
Okay,
you will live long.
Go ahead.
You will live long.
Amen.
I'm hearing you say amen to this.
Amen. Amen.
See, Nigerians sometimes are the problem of this country. Look at it. Even in the mushroom organizations, permit me to use that word, Precious, you will see a Nigerian put in charge of other Nigerians for employment, employ people, recruit people to do a job. Nigerians will rate other Nigerians as substandard. If not, how did we get to all this contract work? Or how did we get to a BSc holder employed differently from a HND holder and all of that? Or you have 2-1, you have 2-2 and all of that. If Nigerians are behaving like other countries of the world, it won't be like that. When you price your own people low, you price them as nothing, then what do you think somebody who is a foreigner will do when you get hold of your people? Just because somebody walks in here with fair skin and all of that, they will now price Nigerians. Nigerians will sell another Nigerian lesser to a white man, making them look as if they are superior. Meanwhile, Barrister Darlington, you agree with me, if you travel abroad, permit me my tongue, I beg, I know what I'm calling this now. If you travel abroad, you will see that Nigerians are the main key people who are running the countries.
Yes.
In medical aspect, they are there. In technical aspect, they are in every aspect. So why are we doing this to ourselves? I don't want to talk about politics this night. I want to talk on this. It is very sad that somebody will be in this country relegating Nigerians in our own Nigeria. In China rather, if you are found for corruption, they will kill you.
That's it.
That's why Nigerians will go out, buy things from China. A Chinese man will tell you, I am going to produce a substandard product for you. Nigerians will buy it and bring it in. It's not that they cannot produce original, but they know that if they tell you they will produce original and they produce substandard products, it is corruption in their country. If they are caught for that, they will be dealt with. President Darlington, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Thank you, Joval. Thank you. All right, so okay. Hello, good evening.
For you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Good evening. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Just go ahead. If you can hear us, just go ahead and respond. Go ahead and contribute. Oh dear. Unfortunately. Okay. All right. This message from His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoko says, I quite agree that Nigeria is not yet ripe for state police. That we are witnessing so far, what we are witnessing so far in some states that have their own state vigilante have shown that having state police will equally be used to witch hunt political oppositions and others. That's what you say. And yeah. So Imo State is a case study. What the so-called Adebayo are doing in Imo State is a big failure to promote state police, whether we like it or not. The state governors will pocket them and use them at will. That's what he says. Sir.
Amoteku, did you hear that they are involved in all these shenanigans? The answer is no. The Imo people have told the whole post of them, we don't want this your Adebayo. If they are your own foot soldiers, you are using it to return people. Ohaneze have told him we don't want a Adebayo. So let nobody use it as an example. Why not use the one that are working? Amoteku, did they play any political role during the last election? Did they support anybody? Is it not because of their stand that made Lagos State not to bring them here? Amoteku is not in Lagos now. If they were here, what MC Oluoma and people did during the last election, they would have done it now. That's why they did not bring them here. They would have done it because they were disciplined. They were given a roadmap. They were being supervised. Why is that? I don't have been abused.
All right, sincere apologies for that, H. Sincere apologies. Let's hope that we can take a few more calls. I'm so sorry for the technical issues that we've been experiencing this evening. Please bear with us. Hello, good evening. Can you hear us? Hello? All right, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening. If you can hear us, just go straight. Go straight on to make your contribution, please. Good evening. Go ahead. Go ahead and make your contribution, please.
All of a sudden, this thing has
Please go ahead and make your contribution. Hello. Hello.
You can go to message.
Yes, please. Can you hear us? All right. Unfortunately, so sorry about that. Let me quickly read more messages there. If the IGP is saying we are not matured to get a state police in this old age, he has not. He said he was not matured when he was appointed at the IGP, but today he is trying. So let him give the state police the same opportunity that they gave him, Abi. Okay. Kelechiku from First Accent in that Mr. Barton, you Nigerians will not kill us.
Said you'll be a lion.
Is he not a lion enough now? All right. Okay. All right. Hello. Good evening. Can you hear us, please? If whether you can hear us or not, just go straight on to make your contribution, please. Hello. Good evening. Go on to make your contribution. Just go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
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 But I can hear myself, and I'm telling you to go ahead and make your contribution, please.
Hello.
All right. It's unfortunate. I don't understand what's happening, and I just wonder why I can't be heard at all. I do hope our technical team can put this together very quickly. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from? Go ahead, please. He can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, according to what you just said, I'm not happy at all. You see, this security line is spreading all the whole country. Gradually spreading. And the so-called leaders, nobody is talking about.
Hello. Was talking about the security issue. All right. Hello. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening.
Hello? Anyway, I'm sure you can hear me. Let me just
yes, I can hear you. Just go ahead. Apologies if you can hear us.
I can resonate with what's happened to with regards to the Chinese people in Nigeria. A couple of years ago, my brother-in-law got a job in one of the telecoms company in Nigeria. He was working at British Telecom there, and they had a joint contract. Because his surname sounds English, they sent him over to Nigeria to work with the company in Nigeria. I'm not going to say the company name just for personal reasons. He got to Nigeria, and by the time they realized he's a Nigerian, that they sent over, the music changed in terms of payment. He was meant to earn a certain amount of money. Suddenly, the Nigerian bosses said, "No, how can they pay Nigerian this amount of money? No, they can't accept that."
Was he competent or not?
This guy is a senior techie guy in the UK. So sometimes you can imagine that Nigerians are the ones that do themselves. They just make themselves feel so little in front of the white people. Over here in the UK, you can go as high as you want to go in terms of career-wise.
Exactly.
But our people tend to make us feel so inferior when we come back to Nigeria. That's why I say a lot of Nigerians find it difficult to come back home and work with companies back home because Nigerians are the ones that are killing themselves. Anyway, have a great evening. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for contributing. Thank you for making a contribution.
I don't know why. It's very common.
Why?
I'm telling you, I said there is something about us.
Is it not the same brain that you have that others
I said
have?
there is something about us. You know, if I tell you that thing, I normally tell you, and I say, why now?
No, Barrister Darlington, I'll not let you tell me. Don't say it. Because there's nothing about me, and there's nothing wrong with me, so don't say it. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Can you hear us? Good evening. Now wow, wahala deal. All right, let me just go back to my messages, jejely. Maybe I should even do YouTube messages because it's just crazy. I can't take those calls. You can try to do me WhatsApp message, please. If you're calling and I have not been able to take your call, please try to drop a WhatsApp message. Your WhatsApp number is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. All right. So Ugo from Alimosho says, are terrorists supposed to be captured alive or executed in the bush? Our soldiers are to be blamed. How can you arrest a terrorist? They are meant to be executed immediately you sight them. Shoot them at sight. Never blame those who release them, but blame those who capture them alive. Terrorists show no mercy on our soldiers. So why would our soldiers capture them alive? And nonsense. That's what Ugo said.
Under the Geneva Convention, there are rules of engagement, even in war. You don't shoot a soldier who has surrendered and raise up his hands. It's against the law of engagement in the battlefield. Once a soldier has surrendered and hands off, raise his hand. All you need
just
to
capture him.
Yes, that's all.
All right. Okay. This is coming from Martins Duru, aka Mayor from Ekota, says, if our rulers can treat us like slaves, what do you expect visitors to treat us? Or how do you expect them to treat us? He say on River State issue, Mr. Fubara is too weak for my liking. To me, this is the weakest governor so far I have witnessed so far. APC government is what did you say APC government was now? Is paying Mr. Wike back by promoting the wife as a Supreme Court judge because Wike helped APC to win River State. Please, precious, nothing lasts forever. One day, Mr. Wike will. Why not me the tell? Why are you pleasing me? Why are you pleasing me before you want to talk to Wike? You want to talk to Mr. Yeson Wike? You're calling me. Please, precious. Please, precious. What? Okay. Please, precious. Nothing lasts forever. One day, Mr. Wike will expire like Yaya Bello, Saraki, Additional, and so many others. Martins Duru. Why did you have to call my name into this conversation? Why? I want to know what my name is in here. Good evening, VOP. Now, wow, precious. The military men and the community police that was killed is uncountable. 16 die in Okwama. They level the community, but look at the same military kill now. The killed people now. Nothing. Nothing to do about it because they are right. This is Chris from Iju Akinleye. I wish I could understand exactly what you're saying, but I think I'm able to decipher a little bit. Adeyemi Kamuru from Satellite Town says, all right, he says here, it make very little sense for P2B to be focused on killing in Plateau State and silence on killing in Anambra State. Is a notable indictment that he is unfit for president over Nigeria. So other ones don't call. How many of them have spoken? Even the okay, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. How many has he spoken both in Plateau State and Anambra State? How many times has he spoken?
Can you imagine?
I'm sorry, I'm just asking you people. It's a question. I don't have an opinion, but the president of your country and how many are they? How many times have they spoken about both Anambra, both Plateau State, and even this Niger State that military people died? How many times have they spoken?
In fact, their bias is so annoying.
Adeyemi,
even the governor of the state, have you spoken? The governor of the state.
Good evening and welcome. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good evening.
You cannot hear me, but please go ahead.
Well, I know you can hear me if you can. My thought on education, the 18-year deadline, benchmark for admissions into university, is going to be like that until those who are in power learn to retire when they are due for retirement and not go for age adjustment by going to court to swear affidavit just to get into power and remain there. Thank you.
People are sitting on their own jejely. You're throwing stray bullets. Why are you like this now, Oga? Hey,
That's not true now.
what is true?
I've done all been padding their age.
Hey, is it budget? Okay, all right then. Okay, hello, good evening. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
So
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
may not hear us, but you can go ahead with your contribution. I'm not sure you
Hello,
can
good
hear
evening.
us.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
We
go
cannot.
ahead.
We
Go
can
ahead.
hear you, but go ahead.
Okay, no,
please.
maybe you can hear me.
Yes,
Good evening,
please. Go
Madam
ahead, please.
Precious.
Thank you.
Oga Daliti, good evening, sir.
Well done.
I just wanted to talk about what Oga Daliti said before, because actually, as he said it, we Nigerians, we have a problem. I just want to share a little story. When I got to Switzerland 1998, so the Nigerians I met here, I was actually like, okay, these are my people. Let me talk to them. What's the next step on everything? You cannot believe what happened. They were telling me, when I went to go school for Nigeria, they work for here, go look for one work, you have to be working, anything you see, be doing it, So it was even a Swiss guy. We're talking one day, I was trying, because then I was not speaking the language. I was just like passing it up because I was studying on my own. So the guy was like, Kerry, the way you spoke and everything, it's like you went to school. I said, I'm a graduate, so, I read English language in Nigeria. I went to university. He was like, really? So why are you doing this kind of job? So I was like, they told me there's no way here because the country said, no, it's not like that. You can imagine it was the Swiss guy that told me, where are your certificate? I brought it and they took it to their, what's their name? The capital city, which is Bern. They brought it there. So they now told me that I should give them some months. I paid some money. They went back to my school in Nigeria to verify those papers and to know if it's actually mine. So they came back. Everything was successful. So they now told me that now I can look for a good job. You understand? So that's how I just manage myself. Even most of them today are like, "Oh, you're working in the office. How did you do it?" I said, "It's God. I did like this." So you can see everywhere we go, we are the problem to ourselves. That's why you see all those kind of things that the Chinese man will come to Nigeria and our Nigerian people will be selling them out in the way that paying them low and everything. But thank God today, where I work, there are a lot of white people under me as a Nigerian. But if I didn't find my way through that level, I would still be doing manual jobs. That's what I just wanted to add up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Harry, thank you so much.
Those ones, they didn't have any certificate. So they wanted it to remain with them.
So whatever happens to actually helping your brother? We used to have this brotherhood spirit, no matter where we are.
Out there is a jungle. Out there is a jungle.
I'm not sure I can see a job that will benefit another person and, meaningfully. And I insist that you should go for something less. Whatever brings that spirit. Okay, well, let's move on. Let me quickly run through those messages. Harry Ogada from Pangrove says the problem in Rivers State is simply the obvious weakness of PDP as a party. Allowing one person to hold a state ransom is absolutely absurd. You said assured, but I guess you wanted to say absurd. All right. Good evening, Precious. On my way coming to Lagos, the transportation bus that carried all the passenger was not in good condition. The bus has now the bus has no wrapper when the rain started. It was God, or wiper you mean, when the rain started. It was God that saved all the passenger. Most of all the buses are not in good condition. May God help us. Hey, Collins. Select Collins. Hey, God, I beg you. Thank God we arrived safely. Emperor says, Precious, as regards Ganduji's gate, the court has done it the Tinubu way. Okay, unfortunately, the court has done their biddings. The illegality thrives negatively with the illegal people, like those people. That may not be the end of the case. As a River State, it's the same. It's the same illegality of that's keeping those 26 illegal lawmakers in office. Mr. has brought up the country a bad precedence, and they should never go unpunished. Precious, one pint of beans is now 7,000. Don't go there, beans. The person I tried to buy beans. Don't go there. Beans is now more expensive than rice. Don't go there.
There is a cabal, man. In fact, there is a cabal in all this food stuff. when the rice people finish their own,
then beans will
the
start.
beans will take over. After the beans, now garri. After that, onions. After that, the pepper and tomato. There is a cabal. They want to make us and make us and make us.
All right. Emperor says one pint of beans is now 7,000 naira,
Telling
6,500. I bought
telling
mine 6,500 this evening. He said the president Tinubu is really working.
telling you.
God help us. That's what he says. Okay. And then this here says, oops, which energy will I use and read all these messages? I like it or not, Nigeria is not ready for state police. You never feed your dog finish. You won't add goat and hyena join. It would only be a recruitment for people who are frustrated with no job, who of course would see it as a way to legalize criminal intention, oppression, extortion, and criminal co-conspirator, making themselves toys of governors. I even have little confidence in vigilante than police. The River State issue has become a boring noise to the ears. Why can't the governor destroy the houses of assembly members opposing him once and for all? This is where the state police would have come in handy. Arrest those house members, flog their head. He said, flog their head till they come to their senses. As your children concerned,
I mean, flog the living.
He said, flog their head till they come to their senses, precious. And he said, Kukuma know that the Chinese lady has run away. Can you beg FG to give you the supermarket so you can handle it? Make we and you the he said, make me and you the date enjoying Chinese Nigerian money. Now you are who? Not be me and you in Jesus' name. I wash my hands off Pontius Pilate because I wash my hands off you like Pontius Pilate. Okay, so Andrew from Ajawai State says, good evening, precious. It's very true that Nigerians train lots of experts who in turn earn far more than them. In fact, the discrimination no be here. I can tell you this for free. I once managed expatriates in my former office. Top Nigerian management usually encourage them not to pay well.
Yes, it's a fact.
So they tell them not to pay you well.
I said it's a fact. I've seen it live.
Okay, and then he says, but what are they looking for in the Chinese supermarket? They want to buy worm, cockroach, or green snake. Now they yab ourselves. If they discriminate you in Lagos, why can't Chinese discriminate you in Nigeria? Oh wow.
There is something about their cuisine, something that makes them strong.
Strong.
Yes. The Chinese are very sturdy. And high blood pressure is not in their DNA.
Okay, not any other kind of strong.
So no, even that one too.
I don't know which one.
Their herbal tea. Their herbal. Why do you think they are 1 billion plus? They fall from the sky. As small as they are knockout. I'm telling you. I said, how did they become 1 billion plus? No be man do am.
Sorry, sir. Let me take more messages. On a well done, Ababeji from Osho, the Pretty Precious and Ogada Linton. I beg you, we Nigerians worrisome and want to know, are we sure that the real Nigerian soldiers are still remaining?
I wonder.
How can Nigerians be assured that the soldiers who think that we have remaining now are not the so-called repentant Boko Haram, rehabilitated bandits, or de-radicalized unknown gunmen?
Even foreigners.
He said the president long ago said that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, but he says now and today that he believes. Let him repeat and apply exactly what he said and did at Ukwama, Delta State, to everywhere and state where Nigerian soldiers were repeatedly killed or reportedly killed by terrorists, beginning from Borno State, Niger State, etc. Let every Nigerian state henceforth have their state police. We've been over more than matured. That's what you're saying for state policing.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, precious. I like the way the barrister you called on the phone spoke. That's a real barrister who knows the job and the law. My name is Oluwatosin. I agree with barrister. Some Nigerian personnel managers are very wicked. They are mostly the ones enslaving Nigerian workers in Chinese or Indian companies in Nigeria. And this says that man in Abuja enjoying Awolowo free education, both as governor in Lagos and now president. I've never heard them declare free education. Instead, they are looking for ways to block our children from education by loan. age limit, kidnapping, and so on. Precious, tell them there is God. Sonny from it, Sonny. You guys know how to infuse all sorts of things to your messages. About the Chinese supermarket, Precious, don't be surprised as some of our Nigerian politicians brought that idea to the Chinese woman. When you catch one from Major Estate Center. That. And then he says, good evening, Precious and Barrister Linton. I think it's high time they bring back Bakassi boys. They will solve all these insecurity problems in the state. Ibuka from Musho, they sent in that. Bakassi, where? Madam Precious, how long will these technical issues be resolved? It makes the program not interesting when people listen. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Apologies. Good evening. Every time we hear from some people that we are not yet ripe for state police and we have not tried police to if we never try, how we gonna say we never ripe? Leo from Lagos. Thank you. Precious, I worked in Dangote Refinery where Chinese are the ones running and heading all department. We blacks are just like slaves to them in our own country. Precious, do you know that a Chinese man can randomly sack you for not understanding his language, his own language, not Nigerian language, because they don't speak English and they get provoked when you fail to understand them?
Can you imagine?
Henry, I work in a telecom service company. The pay is abysmal due to the doings of the black man. I'm Asokwa. Wow, plenty. I was calling back to say that if possible, you can introduce voice note messages on this show. So we used to take voice notes, but people will not send me 5 minutes for 5 minutes voice notes. Now only your voice will be here for that 5 minutes. You see, that's why I stopped playing it. We used to do that. People would not send all their mind inside 5 minutes. So if I can keep it short for 1 minute, please, you can send a voice note. That is for a step down conversation. Send a voice note for step down. Barrister Darlington, our terrorist soldiers, if they surrender, it's a ploy to unleash deadly attacks on our soldiers. Does Israeli soldiers capture terrorists alive? We'll go from Malemo just sent in that message when you said that, good evening, Precious. Correct your guess. He said there is wrong. Southwest doesn't have state policing, but regional policing. Amoteco is regional policing. Sunday from Igondo. Yes, Amoteco is regional policing. Your instance
I said
about
they are not operating in Lagos. Amoteco is not in Lagos.
He said it's regional and not state. That's what he's trying to say.
Regional.
It's regional. That's for the Southwest and not for one state. That's what he's trying to say.
Hey, they are in every state. The Lagos did not. They don't have a presence in Lagos State. Amoteco is not present in Lagos State.
He never said his order. I think you two are saying the same thing, by the way. Victor from Keno says, good evening, Madam P. I greet the barrister. Precious, please read my message. If war happen, the supporters of this government will blame P2B. If people fight for markets, they will blame P2B. P2B should travel to Mass so that they would kukuma rest.
In fact, I don't know.
All right, my name is Uche from Agoda Surulere. Where I am working here is a big company. Could you believe Nigerian people are paying us peanuts but receiving big amounts from white men from UK based in Switzerland? Oh wow. All right. I work in an auto company. We have Indians that work with us. They pay them $120,000. They pay them $12,000 monthly, while we local staff earn $100K and $150K.
Hey.
We have a Nigerian HR that does not see anything wrong with this. Hey. When they come in, they are trained by local staff, but turn around to boss us. Hey.
Look at it.
Good evening, Barrister Darlington, Precious, and truly Nigerians are the problem behind poor salary being paid to our people. I say rich school where our people are poorly paid. You say rich school? I don't know that. Okay, my name is Odariwe Genga from Alaba International. I don't blame Nigerian politicians, but some of us, if we really know that we have problem, we should give them 6 months. If they refuse to change, they should wait for our reactions. Okay, that means you want to put your elected officials on probation. Precious, you can see how Nigerians treat themselves before white people just because of color downgrade. Say their own because of color downgrade their own fellow Nigerians and quick to condemn government when they have failed in their little ways of leadership.
That's why the bleaching cream is selling fast.
All right, Barrister Darlington, it's time for us to take a quick break. We'll come back from. You want to say something? Yes, sir.
You see, Nigerians, what they are talking about is not what we are going through here. Remember the day Ikimi came here and we're talking about Is that not that Calabar Lagos Superhighway? One of them called and said the man who told us about Renewed Hope Infrastructural Fund. He said the Kimi was struggling. He did not even know what to say. That he did not even quote Constitution. He told him also, I was just laughing in my heart. I wasn't here that day. Today now, somebody is saying that Ikimi spoke like a lawyer.
Ikine, very Ikine. All right, Lagos. So you know what? When we come back from the break, because because we're already on this conversation about the ill treatment of Nigerians, a certain young man also narrates his experience about firms in Nigeria and how they treat staff. And I really want us to look at this because it says he was managing one of the biggest shared offices in Abuja, that his salary was 500k, and he asked for upgrade to like maybe 600 or 700k. They refused to. He said, I was managing people, community and IT resources. I asked for a raise. They said no. By Nigerian superiors, as a Nigerian Oga said no. Then I left. Then when I left, they employed a Lebanese and started paying him $6,000. Barrister Darlington. After the break, I want us to share more of this experience after the break. Stay with us.
Wow.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Lagos, you are welcome back, Barrister. But Darlington is fuming about this case. Like, it's so annoying. So, Barrister Darlington, this young man says, I was managing one of the biggest shared offices in Abuja. My salary was 500k. I asked for upgrade to like 700k. I was managing people, community, and IT resources. So I asked for a raise. They said no, and the Nigerian superiors are the ones who said no. And I left I left the company, and guess what? They employed a Lebanese, and they were paying him $6,000. This is so annoying.
Is it not in Nigeria?
In Nigeria. In fact, under that post, there are lots of reactions as to how people have had such experiences. So, Barrister Darlington, listen, I'm saying, I have also had situations where people say they work in an establishment in Nigeria where these companies will ask to bring in expatriates into the country. And when they bring in these expatriates, the Nigerian employees are the ones who train these expatriates. And after training the expatriates, they pay them as expatriates, and they keep paying the Nigerians as. In fact, I have had a Nigerian person who shared his experience that he was managing the department, just like this guy's case now. He was the one managing the department, and they brought in an expatriate who is supposed to know. They made him teach the expatriate. They demoted him, and the expatriate was his boss. I was earning like over 10 times his fee. So how did we get to here? Are there laws, Barrister Darlington, that should put us in check about this?
Yeah, there are.
So why are we not looking into it? Yes, what laws are National Assembly even putting in place? Exactly. Would they say they are blind to all of this? We don't even want to look at maltreatment of Nigerian workers. So
even the expatriate quotas, some of them violate it. I'm telling you. Some of the technical staff they bring here, they are not even technical in anything. It is when they come here that our Nigerians train them. They come in here like greenhorns, only for them to be promoted and all that, and put in charge of the Nigerians who have been working there, who knows all the nitty-gritty of the job. So labor union, over to you. These are the things.
So what should Ajero should be doing? Because shouldn't there be laws again? But Darlington, an ill treatment is another issue. I have a young man who had an occupational hazard, a workplace hazard, and I think he lost one of his legs behind. I've forgotten, but he got amputated because of the machine he was working with. And I think he happened to be one of these companies with it. I wanted to mention the country's name, but I'm just withholding it. Guess what? He was not paid any form of damage. He's now incapacitated. He cannot work again. The company did not in any way compensate him. If this were abroad, that boy will earn money for the rest of his life. He will never work again, but he would be able to fend for himself. But I don't know how people have to go, where people have to go to. What are the ways to address such issues and such concerns?
That man should get in touch with a lawyer. He has a legitimate claim to make because he died on the line of duty. He died in active service, in the service of that company. You know, under the Workman Compensation Act, that man deserves so much.
So, Barrister Darlington, you know that most of these companies don't even let you join unions. So they don't let you. They make you sign that you can't join unions. They make you sign that you can't do a lot of things. So that's why people can't complain because there is no job. People take these jobs. Lagos phone lines are open. You can do me messages since we're having issues with the calls.
Wherever these infractions are going on, if you don't have a union there, because that is where most of these things happen. Contact a lawyer who will write to the department. I know the next thing that they will tell you that they don't need your services. That's it. These are the issues that are involved in all this thing. But if the federal government should put their foot down and say, look, you should not do this.
Shouldn't labor laws be revisited in this country?
The laws are there already. They are there.
So why are they not practiced? And why will anybody be working in Nigeria and be earning in another currency? Because I know that the part of labor law I saw is that you have to earn in no other currency but in Nigerian currency. Have you not seen that in the labor law?
Have they paid you?
I want to be sure.
No, it is there.
Because I know that the part I saw in the labor law, it said you have to earn your wages in Nigerian currency. Yeah. But how come we have people working in Nigeria but earning in foreign currency?
Our kids and kin working abroad, are they paid in naira? Are they paid in US? Are you paid in naira? Is it not dollars? But when they come here, the reverse is the case. It is all about your government, Precious. There is no other way to look at it. It is government. If you have a good leader, these things will not happen. Like all these other places now. Okay, go to China. Can you do that? The answer is no. You can't. You can't. But when they come here, it is all commerce affair.
All right. Let's quickly run through their messages.
The laws are there. It's implementation. When you go to court, they will go there and use money and then push you aside.
Okay. Lagos phone lines are open. You can do us WhatsApp message 0817-175-6338. So if you can do a voice note for less than 30 seconds or about 30 seconds, that will be very nice. 1 minute is also fine. Let's see if we can take your voice note. Number is 0817-175-6338. To take that after the break, stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM.
Cashback? You don't hear of real estate cashback? Chai! This one, Nagbeo. This one go guarantee you 30 to 70% return on investment within a very short time. When you invest for land or house from us and the thing become your property for between 12 to 24 months, we go rebuy them from you. Then pay both capital and even interest where the property don't carry join body. This na real investment cashback. This one, na time for you to cash out from real estate business for this Obodo Naija. Check out. If you invest 500,000 to 100 million or above, you will get 30% profit for 12 months. And if na 18 months, you will get 50% profit. And if na 24 months, you will get 70% profit. No be the end, because your investment is very, very safe and secure with us. Yes, as you invest, you collect your post-dated check. Sharply. To get more information, office there for number 32C at Detola Aguda, Surulere, Lagos, or call 0803-879-9889. Website now www.richlandproperty.com.ng. Richland Property and Homes Limited, your gateway to a richer life.
All right, Legacy, you are welcome back at ACO 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So I have Mr. Biga Ibekwe on the line. Mr. Biga, good evening. You know you do a lot of work with expatriates, so you like to jump in on this conversation?
Definitely, it is my area.
All right, go ahead, please.
My area, because I go to China. What do? I really go to China and bring investors into this country.
Okay.
So I am an authority in this topic.
Okay.
In the first instance, I read that the government closed down the supermarket in Abuja. If it is true, I think it's not proper. I was expecting that the government should have investigated the allegation before the closure of the said supermarket.
Okay.
You see, you don't pass judgment based on one side of a story. It doesn't seem to present a government that has.
So, Mr. Bigger, we've left that conversation now. We're looking at the ill treatment of Nigerians by, against their foreign counterparts. Please go ahead.
Good. When we talk about ill treatment, we say the Indians, they treat Nigerians. The Lebanese, they treat Nigerians. The Chinese, they treat Nigerians. That is a cliche. That's absolutely a cliche, which is a topic for another day. But when you talk about, I heard Director Darlington talking about expatriate quota and other stuff. I heard about the salaries. Go to the FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Services, and you check what a Chinese or what a foreigner is expected to pay in their pay as you earn. And you now check with what Nigerians are expected to pay. You get what I'm saying?
So does that justify what is going on, where a Nigerian staff will be laid off because he's looking for just 200,000 naira raise, and they rather employ a foreigner and pay the person $6,000? Does that justify such?
No, that is a very beautiful question. When you go for an expatriate paying for payee, they will not tell you, the internal revenue will tell you that there is a certain amount expected internationally to be paid to an expatriate. And they are now basing their salary, what they pay as you earn on that expectation. So how do you explain that? And the local worker is expected to pay far down low than what an expatriate is expected to pay, to receive. Do you get it? Do you get exactly what I'm trying to say? So if according to the internal revenue offices, if the expatriates are expected to pay what the local workers are paid, the salary can be made as far. But you don't go to them and argue that.
So again, I ask. Well, Mr. Bigger, we don't have time because we have to let others go. Because I'm wondering now, this discrepancy is not just a little; it's a lot. There's a huge difference between 500,000 naira and $6,000. $6,000 and 500,000. The difference is just too clear. Why should it be that much? Well, Mr. Bigger, there is no time. I have to run off so that I can respond to others very quickly.
The man who is making that claim don't have a proof.
No, Mr. Bigger, I have experienced issues like this by myself. So it's not even about having claim. I understand that you work with foreigners a lot, but I have had experiences where I've been called. But it's okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me quickly run through your messages. This here says, Rate TV Media says, I work with a popular food company in Lagos. The company is from Switzerland and they pay big money according to our contractor, while our black working with HR and director pay us very small money. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Joval, very quickly, we don't have time. Yes. Please go ahead.
This step down has vindicated what I was saying before, and plus the caller who called from Switzerland. See, Precious, for we to get this thing right, Barrister Darlington, you will agree with me. Nigerians must stop to recolonize Nigerians in Nigeria, especially when it comes to labor. That is what Nigerians do to Nigerians. So when you colonize the people, subject them to minority before a foreigner, that is what it will be. When a foreigner comes here, they will take Nigerians or whoever is employing will take foreigners to be ahead of us. Meanwhile, Nigerians are pulling weight outside this country, heading other organizations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, let me run through some messages very quickly. Auntie P, my cousin worked for one of the big accounting companies. She would travel to various remote states to audit and work extra hard. She asked for a raise and they refused. When she vexed leave, come Canada, they hired a Pakistani that cannot do the same travel as her. They gave her they gave the Pakistani a house in VI and paid in dollars. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Precious, concerning the step down, it's a normal thing in Nigeria companies. Instead of the company to increase your salary, they prefer to employ ex-convicts from abroad, train them and pay them 10 times of what they are paying you. Your fellow black man in board meeting will oppose the motion of salary increase for Nigerians, telling them that you would be lazy and you be lazy and too relaxed if they pay you well. Are you kidding me? This says, good evening, Precious. Most banks are guilty of this. They have so much contract staff earning peanuts without a proper retirement benefit. Wallahi, that contract staff again is casualization of labor. Casualization of labor is just like an extortion of labor. That's another matter entirely. The day we enter that book could be so full. People just prefer to casualize labor. So many companies operate today without no benefits whatsoever apart from salary to their workers. No pension, no HMO, no nothing to their workers. Barrister Darlington,
I think CBN
that talk, we're not going to finish up now.
CBN has abolished it, but that is on paper.
It's not ending.
In reality, no bank will survive without those.
So you know what? I see all your conversations, and my time is already fast spent. I don't even know how many I can take. This one is longer. You see why some say Nigerians are so wicked, especially to themselves, and some people would say it's not. Nigeria do not like this mentality. Well, my apologies. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't think I can play this voice note too. Even here in Alaba International Market, if there is a friend or person close to you, ask them about Nigerians and if they're dealing with one another, you'll be shocked by their behaviors. Oh wow. Precious, even where we have union, this thing happen, you know Nigerians can do anything to keep their job, and most of these companies don't lack manpower when it comes to Nigeria. Olu from Badagry sent in that. Madam Precious, so how do you expect these companies to pay Nigerians high when they will always be down to the country's minimum wage? How can Melina sent in that? Reviewing our labor law will solve the problem, Eddie. Honestly speaking, we need to revisit those labor laws. Let's see if I can play this voice note very quickly. Let's hope I can.
Hello, Precious. Good evening, Yamba Sarah Darlington. Please, concerning the issue at hand people are discussing, the problem we're having in this country is number one, our leaders. The government is the problem because some of them are corrupt. You know that some of them go as far as collecting money from all these companies, so that any time you bring complaint there, nobody will listen to you. Wait. Number two, another problem Nigerians are having is lack of information. Some of them has this problem, but they don't know how to channel their problem. They don't have money to call a lawyer or to hire a barrister to fight for them. Are you getting me? Because of the peanut they are collecting. So that is the problem. So many things are wrong. And the labor issue you are talking about, labor is aware of all this. And so that's the reason why some of them, they go as far as picketing some companies. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Precious. My name is Wasi from Isolo. You know, just about what you just said now concerning the people that work in the company. You know, this issue now a big issue. And if government can address it, it will be a better way because they need to eradicate the contract work because that's how those people get away with it because they use the opportunity of a lot of people. They are not.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Barrister Darlington, it be like say we'll postpone this step down till Thursday. We'll revisit again when you come on Thursday. So help us make a lot of research about it, and we'll talk about this when you come. Because especially the casualization of labor issue, we don't have time. We'll have another program coming up. Barrister Darlington, no final thought. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lagos, for being part of the show. Thank you so much. You know I love you, right? Have yourself an amazing evening. Good night.